Speak version equals 1.0 XMLNS equals http://www.w3.org/2001/10/synthesis. XMLNS. MSDTS equals https://www.w3.org/2001/MSDTS Lang equals NUS. Voice name equals NUS Neural. MSDTS. Express as style equals SAD. Style degree equals 1.8. Prosody rate equals -18%. Pitch equals -10%. I am 86 years old. I watched my best friend die with nothing but regret. He was a brilliant man, a talented artist, and a kind soul. I met him in high school, in 1952, at Lawrence High School in Kansas. His name was Jack, and we were inseparable. We went to the same university, Kansas University, where we both studied fine arts. We were roommates, and I would often tell him about my dreams, about becoming a great writer. He listened with a warm smile, and I believed he genuinely cared about my aspirations. In 1958, during our junior year, Jack got a scholarship to study at the prestigious Art Students League in New York City. I thought it was a huge opportunity for him, but little did I know, it would be the beginning of a series of mistakes that would haunt us both. I remember the day he left for New York, driving down the long stretches of Route 70 in our old Chevy Bel Air. We had a big argument, and I didn't wish him good luck. I was angry because I thought he was leaving me behind. I was completely wrong. He would send me postcards with beautiful sketches, and I would feel a pang in my heart, regretting my behavior. Years went by, and I stayed in Kansas, working as a journalist. Jack would come back to visit, and we would catch up, but I could see the strain on his face. He was struggling financially, and I knew he was working multiple jobs to make ends meet. I didn't realize the extent of his hardship. In 1965, Jack sent me a letter saying he was ill. I thought it was just a temporary setback, but it was something more serious. We would later learn that he had hepatitis C, contracted from a blood transfusion during a hospital stay in 1963. Nobody told us this. We didn't know about the blood transfusion, and he didn't know about the risks associated with it. As Jack's health declined, I visited him frequently in New York. He was living in a small studio apartment in Greenwich Village, struggling to make rent. I was ashamed of my own success, comparing my life to his. I felt guilty for not being there more, for not being more supportive. One day, in 1968, I received a call from his sister saying he had passed away. I was in shock. I had just turned 32, and Jack was only 38. I felt like I had been punched in the gut. He died with nothing but regret. That's what his sister said, that he was consumed by regret. I was numb for days, replaying our past conversations, thinking about all the things I could have done differently. I was consumed by what-ifs and could-haves. I thought about all the times I had been selfish, all the times I had prioritized my own ambitions over his well-being. Years went by, but the pain lingered. I would often think about Jack, wondering how he was doing, if he was at peace. I began to realize that I had been living in a state of denial, refusing to accept the harsh realities of life. It wasn't until I turned 70 that I started to see things differently. I had lost other friends, gone through a divorce, and faced many challenges. I began to understand that life is fragile, that we are all just a breath away from mortality. I started to appreciate the people around me, my loved ones, and the simple things in life. That's when I started writing about my experiences, about the lessons I had learned from Jack's passing. I wrote about the pain of regret, about the importance of friendship, and about the value of living in the present. I realized that Jack's life was a reminder that we are all ephemeral, that our time is short. We must cherish every moment, every connection, every conversation. I'm not sure if Jack would have wanted me to share this story, but I hope it might serve as a reminder to all of you out there. We are all in this together, and we are all subject to the same human frailties. We can be selfish, we can be foolish, but we can also be kind, compassionate, and understanding. I hope that if you're listening to this, you might be reminded of the people in your life, the friends who have passed on, and the loved ones who are still with us. Cherish them, appreciate them, and learn from their experiences. That's the wisdom I've gained from Jack's passing. It's not always easy to accept, but it's a reminder that life is precious and that every moment counts. As I look back on my life, I realize that I was wrong about many things. I was wrong about my priorities, about my values, and about my relationships. But I was also wrong about the importance of connection, about the value of empathy, and about the power of love. If this reached your heart, please subscribe to my channel. I still have things to say, and I hope to continue sharing my experiences with you. Thank you for listening to my story, and I hope it might inspire you to be more present, more compassionate, and more understanding. /prosody, /mstts, express as, /voice, /speak.